Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Clare Gallagher before the 2023 Trail World Championships. How are you, Clare?
I'm great. How are you?
Welcome to Austria. I'm good.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet here.
It is pretty sweet here. I never would have figured I'd be in Innsbruck, Dubai, and it's wonderful.
Nice accent.
Oh, butchering German, sorry.
I know, it's so hard. Servus. That's
Yeah.
like hello.
There you go. I'm learning something. So, over the last year, you've won Leadville, you've won Chuckanut. Like, are you feeling strong these days?
I'm feeling present.
Okay, you're here.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I don't know if I would necessarily say strong, but yeah, Chuckanut was amazing. Leadville feels like it was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
Ancient history.
Yeah, great race, but it's also tough because you don't get the depth you see in other, all the races you guys are covering, right? So I had a decent time, but yeah.
But Chuckanut's always like, it's early season, it's fast, it's competitive. How did that feel this year?
Amazing. Yeah, I ran pretty fast. And I didn't have any expectations. I'm kind of been focused on school and like not running as much as I have been in past years. And so I was pretty pleased with the result.
Yeah.
But Chuckanut is a 4-hour plus 50K.
And how are you
we were just talking about like the time it's going to take to run this race. And it's a crazy, crazy steep, long
Like
ultra.
You could have a good race and it could take you 12 hours.
Exactly.
Like you could have a great race.
Exactly. Yeah. It's running like a proper Alps race. And yeah, to be honest, like it's been a minute since I've been out here. So
Yeah.
your guess is as good as mine. Yeah.
But I mean, just like top toward the front of the women's race, 12 hours is totally like.
Oh no, totally.
Could win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but like I think in years past when I've been over here in the Alps or the Dolomites, I like have an understanding of where like my legs are,
Mhm.
and I'm like it's what do you call it? It's not like a snow globe, but a mystery ball.
Yeah,
What are they called?
We're just gonna leave it at mystery
Yeah,
ball.
Okay.
So how have you done any since Chuckanut, which you probably run around Boulder, running fast and flat, like before the snow melts? Have you been able to get up in the mountains since then to get some vert in?
Here and there. I mean, the snow line in Colorado is still pretty low, so
Yep, tell me about it.
Yeah. It's like resident Silverton. But yeah, Boulder has amazing trails for this type of race, so I've been running.
Yeah. So you hinted at it earlier, and I wanted to ask you about like how are you balancing? You're in grad school now. You're still running fast. You have the rest of life. How are you balancing everything these days?
I think school is a nice balance with running in general. I mean, so many people like here at this race, right, and in our community in general, like are balancing like work or school with running, and so it's felt relatively natural. But I think as I've gotten older, like I've been doing this now for 7 years, which is kind of surprising. I'm like, wow, we've known each other for that long. Yeah. And yeah, I think I've just started to really feel the like weight of these heavy races. Like I don't have that like beautiful naive bliss anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, like it's not necessarily a negative thing, but it's like these are really hard long races, and so yeah, the veil of ignorance has definitely been drawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now on the opposite side though, like I don't know if your personality lends itself to maybe some of those big races early on. Did you get nervous or more stressed out, and maybe that's waned as well?
Yeah, definitely. Like which is almost concerning. Like you think I would be like a little more nervous, but I don't know.
No big deal.
Yeah.
It's only like 21,000 feet of climbing and 54 miles.
Yeah, it's just like, it's absurd. I'm just here to like call it out that this sport is absurd in every way, shape, and form. And even though we love it and we do it, it's like totally monumental, right?
100%.
And so I'm aware of like the scale of what we're doing. But yeah, I don't have those nerves that I had like years ago.
And then, so, you were probably came into the sport working or doing other things full time and doing it on the side, and then kind of concentrating it on for some years,
Totally.
and then going back to having a big pursuit in other worlds. Have you found that has balanced out your running at all, or maybe have there been benefits to not thinking about or training or whatever it is all the time, like running being the be all end all?
I was talking to Eric LaPuma about that, amazing runner from Vermont. And to be honest, I actually haven't felt that much of a difference. I think because I'm such a low mileage runner to begin with. So when I was doing it more full time and working in the running industry, like the outdoor industry, it feels pretty similar, to be honest. You
didn't have the compulsion to just, I have my open day, I'm going to train every minute.
Sometimes I think it would benefit me to have a little more compulsion to run.
But you're still 7 years later.
Ask my coach what he thinks. God bless David Roach.
But 7 years later, you're still here at the top level. Whereas there are people who are not.
Right. Yeah. I'm very aware of the threat of burnout. Yeah. And I think that's just kind of what I'm internalizing and now vocalizing is like finding that balance. And for me, it has shifted a little bit where I don't know if it's necessarily good for my running yet. That's what I haven't figured out yet.
We can talk about that on like Saturday or the end of the summer. Yeah. So this is not your first time running for the U.S. You were at the Trail World Championships in Peñagolosa in 2018. What's your best memory from that? Just the whole experience, not just the race, not just the whatever.
It's the international field and is so phenomenal, and it being a team race, right? This is the only race in our sport that has this team element, let alone we're representing our country. There's just this weight and pride to this event that other races don't have, because you're just running for yourself or maybe your sponsors, but that's like kind of like it doesn't have the same weight as like, oh, these girls are relying on me to like not be a little bitch and like quit or whatever,
or give up and just walk it in.
And I'm not saying that's the default for individual races, but there's just this really amazing camaraderie to this race.
A lot of people, anybody who's raced cross country running as a team sport has felt that, and we don't as adults, you don't very often get that.
So Peñagolosa had so many good memories.
Like that finish line of the three of you women in the
Sabrina Little and Caitlin Durbin and I all came in really close together, and we got third for the women, and it was it was like chills. We were all dying. It was like
it was one of those where it wasn't a pretty third place.
Definitely not pretty.
The smiles and oh my God, we came out the other side. It was pretty cool.
So it's really fun to be back with a team, a really cool, very deep team, I think, on the women's side. These other countries are pretty hard to compete with. I mean, you look at France and you're like, oh my God.
The French women could possibly place in the men's team podium.
Absolutely. So, but that's the beauty of it. And I'm glad to be back. Really, really honored.
Well, best of luck and have fun out there, Claire.
Thank you.